This dog waited in place for 3,650 days, actually waiting for a dead person. As time passed, Hachiko grew into a big dog. Once it dug a hole and ran to the station. Appearing at the train window, the professor had to take it home and fill the hole. But when it heard the train sounds, it climbed over the wall and ran to the station again, crouching in the flower bed, waiting for the professor. The station manager and shop owner admired its loyalty. The daughter brought her boyfriend Mike home. Mike invited Hachiko to play ball but was ignored, and even fell down. The professor learned it from his Japanese friend that Akita dogs don't try to please humans. It kicked him up every day because of a special emotional bond, unless for special reasons. It wouldn't fetch balls. That day, when the professor was leaving, Hachiko unusually blocked his way. With pitiful eyes, though puzzled, the professor still went out. Hachiko rushed into the doghouse and found the baseball. Catching up before he entered the station, the professor was delighted to play fetch, throwing his friend's reminder to the back of his mind. When entering the station, Hachiko acted stubborn and wouldn't let him go. He lovingly petted it. "See you at 5 o'clock sharp," then took the ball and went to work. Hachiko watched the train go away, full of worry. In class, the professor suddenly felt severe chest pain and collapsed, never to wake up again. At 5 p.m. the train pulled into the station. People greeted Hachiko, only the professor didn't appear. It lay in the flower bed, waiting until late at night. The son-in-law came to take it home. At night, Hachiko heard the wife sobbing, seemingly understanding what had happened. The next day, the daughter shed tears while massaging it. Hachiko didn't appear at the professor's funeral. It was still at the station flower bed, identifying people coming out, until late at night when snowflakes fell on its body. The wife sold the house and was taken away by the daughter. On the way, Hachiko watched the familiar house disappear. Losing its home, the daughter built a wooden house for it, but it was unhappy. One day, it seized the opportunity and rushed out, crossing the railway tracks and running back to the small town. Returning to the already sold home, it was scared away by strangers. It remembered the promise and ran toward the station, arriving exactly at 4:55. The vendors fed it. The daughter and son-in-law hurried over. It heard the whistle and ran toward the station. From then on, Hachiko made the station flower bed its home, coming early and leaving late every day, going to shops for food when hungry, sleeping on abandoned railway tracks at night. After reporters reported its loyalty, people sent food and money. The station manager took care of it. The Japanese friend came specially to visit. The hot dog stand owner said, "We've watched it wait for 10 years. Hachiko waited in the flower bed for 10 years, already aged and frail." The professor's wife returned to the small town, seeing Hachiko at the station, holding it and crying bitterly. But Hachiko still chose to stay at the station. Years later, a heavy snow fell. The aging Hachiko sensed its life was ending. Walking to the station flower bed and closing its eyes, scenes of being with the professor flashed by. In a trance, returning to the night of their first meeting, the professor walked toward it. Hachiko jumped into its master's arms. 10 years of waiting became a stairway, meeting the professor forever at the end.